Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to observation skills. Now this is something you have really got to start to master when you start doing your artwork, because you can get lost in artwork and your mind can overtake you thinking like, I'm going to paint an eye on a piece of a portrait, and you sort of, I know how to paint an eye, and you sort of paint it how you think you need to paint it and you don't concentrate on your reference. So observation skills will get better the longer you start doing artwork and the more practice you get at it. It's when you look at a picture, you can get overwhelmed by the whole picture when you're painting, especially if that was my reference and I was painting that, which I have painted on the channel and painted that picture on my card. I've painted this one quite a few times. So I know how to exactly go in on this piece and just whiz it out really quick. I know the way around it. And it's looking at all these intricate pieces. As I say, as a beginner, you can get overwhelmed by looking at a full picture and you think to yourself, oh my God, how am I going to paint that? But you break it down, and when you use your observation skills, you home in on certain pieces. You've probably seen me on the channel where I've got the TV screen at the side, and as I'm painting, I'm moving my finger and I'm pointing and looking, and I'm just looking at the reference and then pinpointing where I need to start and where I am on the certain pieces. Another good thing to use if you get overwhelmed by the whole piece is to cut a square out of a piece of card, and if you're working on the eye, just cut that section out of the eye and then cover the rest up, and then you can just concentrate on that piece. And it just breaks that picture down that little bit more. Some artists use grids when they work. When they put their artwork across, they'll use a grid. And working on like a gridded area is the same sort of thing as that, because you can just home in on one square and just work that square in. You're not looking at the whole thing. So it's a nice way to do it that way, where you can move the piece over. So if you're working on the nose, cut the size of the nose out, and then when you're looking at your reference, you can home in on that. Another thing you can do is as well, you can do two printouts. You'd have your piece that you're working on, and then you can have like a flip book where you'd flip it over the top and lay it down like that, and you can do this and you can sort of mirror match where you're going. I personally don't like working that way. I'll just line it, have my reference close to me, as you see in my videos with the TV screen, and I'll just, as I say, you'll see me go like that, and I'll point to where I'm looking at, and then I'll start painting, and I'll work a piece in, move across, work the next piece in, and just look at the pictures as though they are shapes. If you want to do some little practice things to home in on your observation skills, spot the difference are brilliant to make you stare at something and study a picture. Go on to Google. I'll pop a picture up in the screen now. This is a spot the difference, and there's 10 on this guy. So if I'll pop this up, you can pause it, find the 10 on there between the two pictures and drop me a comment, and I'll drop this one on as well. There's some on this one, and then just drop me a comment and just tell me how many you've spotted, and I'll give you the correct answer in the comments. But spot the difference is a really good way of homing in on your observation skills, because it makes you study a picture, and a spot the difference is between two where something is missing. So it really makes you home in on them intricate pieces that could be missing on the opposite side. So observation skills is one you've got to really tune in on. It will come in with practice. You'll get better at it and better at it. But always, if you are painting something, have a reference when you're painting, because your mind plays tricks on you and you start to paint it how you think it should be when you're not looking at the reference and getting it sort of accurate across to the reference. So always have a reference there. It's always hard as a beginner as well. If you've not got any reference to go from and you're just staring at a blank piece of paper, it's that, oh, what shall I paint? And you don't know what to paint. When you've got a reference there and an outline to go from, it gives you an incentive to paint and study the picture you are looking at. So practice, guys, observation skills. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it helps. Have a look at them, spot the differences, they will help tremendously. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.